Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Akhanda Mandala Akaram, Vyaptam Yena Characharam, Tatpadam Darshitam Yena, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Dhyanamoolam Gurur Murti, Pujamulam Gurur Padam, Mantramulam Gurur Vakyam, Mokshamulam Gurur Kripa. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanao Punaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vedvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Chidakanam Jai Gurudev. Let's chant first, chapter 7, first 15 shlokas. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadguru. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. Atha Saptamodhyayah. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Maya Sakta Manapartha Yogam Yunjan Madashraya Asanshayam Samagram Mam Yatha Jnasyasi Tachrinu. Gyanam Teham Savigyanam Idam Vakshyamya Sheshataha Yajñatva neha bhuyonyat Gyatavyamavashishyate. Manushyanam sahasreshu Kaschidhyatati siddhaye Yatatamapi siddhanam Kaschin mam vetti tattvataha. Bhumi rapo nalo vayu kham mano buddhirevacha. Ahankara iti yamme binna prakritirashtada. Apareyamitastvanyam prakritim vidhi me param. Jiva bhutam mahabaho yayedam dharyate jagat. Etadyonini bhutani sarvani tyupadharaya. Aham kritsnasya jagataha प्रभव प्रलयस्तथा मत्तः परतरं नान्यत् किञ्चिदस्ति धनञ्जय मयि सर्वमिदं प्रोतं सूत्रे मणिगणा इव रसोऽहमप्सु कौन्तेय प्रभास्मि शशिसूर्ययोः प्रणव सर्ववेदेषु शब्दखे पौरुषं ऋषु पुण्यो गन्धपृथिव्यां च तेजश्चास्मि विभावसौ जीवनं सर्वभूतेषु तपश्चास्मि तपस्विषु बीजं मां सर्वभूतानां विद्धि पार्थ सनातनम् बुद्धिर्बुद्धिमतामस्मि तेजस्तेजस्विनामहम् बलं बलवतां चाहं कामरागविवर्जितं धर्मविरुद्धो भूतेषु कामोऽस्मि भरतर्षभ ये चैसात्विका भावा राजसास्तामसाश्च ये मत्त एवेति तान् विद्धि न त्वहं तेषु ते मयि त्रिभिर्गुणमयैर्भावैर् एभिः सर्वमिदं जगत् मोहितं नाभिजानाति मामेभ्यः परमव्ययम् दैवी एषा गुणमयी मम माया दुरत्यया मामेव ये प्रपद्यन्ते मायामेतां तरन्ति ते न मां दुष्कृतिनो मूढा प्रपद्यन्ते नराधमः मायया परत ज्ञान आसुरं भावमाश्रिताः। ओम तत्सत। श्री कृष्ण अर्पणमस्तु। Right. Chapter 7, Gyan, Vigyan, Yoga. We have done up to 11 adhyayas so far. Quick recap. Bhagwan is telling us and telling us through Arjun, revealing his true identity for the first time, not as the charioteer or the Sakha or anything, but Bhagwan himself. Then in Shlok 3, Bhagwan clearly tells us that the Gyan and the Vigyan, whatever he is going to give you, it is something that everyone can get the Gyan of, knowledge, data, information, but hardly one in thousands will be able to realize that knowledge as a direct experience, which he calls Vigyan, knowledge of the self. Then we had a couple of verses of how the creation of the Jagat happened, and Bhagwan says that in all this creation, wherever you look, the substratum of everything is Brahma himself, right? And then he gave 4 beautiful shlokas where he gave examples. If you look here, if you look there, if you look in water, if you look in the sun, you can see that the substratum of everything is Brahma himself. So now we come to Shlok number 12. Today I plan to do hopefully 4 shlokas. The first one is quite long, but don't be discouraged because the next 2-3 shlokas will go faster, okay? So don't think I'm going to keep you here till midnight. Let's chant 12 again. Ye chaiva satvika bhava rajasastamasaschaye matta eveti tan vidhi na tvaham teshu te mai. Let's read the English. Whatever other entities there are, born of sattva, the quality of goodness, and those that are born of rajas, the principle of activity, and tamas, the principle of inertia. Know them all as evolved from me alone. In reality, however, neither do I exist in them, nor do they in me. Now this last sentence, neither do I exist in them, nor do they exist in me, there are two ways that this line has been interpreted by different commentators, and we will go through both of them as we go along. Let's first just take the meanings. Ye, which, those which, or which, whatever, which, whatever. Bhava, mental states. Satvika, made of sattva, meaning those mental states which are made of sattva. Again, ye, those which rajasa, are born of rajas. Tamasa, born of tamas. Tan vidhi, know them all. Matta eveti, as evolved from me alone. Tvaham, however, I, na teshu, not in them. They, mai, are in me. This is the second interpretation. They are in me. The shloka says they are not in me, but the second interpretation is I am not in them, but they are in me. So in our Gita Press book, it is given as neither do I exist in them, nor do they exist in me. But in most other texts, including in Shankara Bhashya, they have translated it as I am not in them, they are in me. So we'll come to that difference a little bit later. Let's focus on that part of the shloka. Ye chaiva satvika bhava rajasastamasaschaye matta eveti tanviti. Meaning, whatever there is in the world in terms of sattvic things, rajasic things, or tamasic things. Whatever they have evolved from Bhagwan. Okay, so that is the basic thing. So there's one word bhava. Bhava is what? Mental state, or you can also say mood. Swami Chinmayananda called it psychological climatic conditions. Okay? So they are made up of either sattva, rajas, or tamas. There is nothing else. Okay? Everything is made up of that. And these are the three different kinds of activities of Prakriti. Prakriti, Maya, Avidya, Guna, all are the same thing. So let's go with Sattva. What is sattva? Sattva is all the positive qualities and characterized by light, knowledge, beauty, truth. And if you have sattvic qualities, then you would be able to engage in sama, dhamma, uparama, titiksha, shraddha, samadhana. Those are the activities that are characterized by sattva. The mental state of rajas is one of desire and activity. It prompts you to do desire-ridden activities or desire-prompted activities. And because of that, it gives rise to the moods of kam, krodh, lobh, moh, mad, matsarya. And then tamas. Tamas is characterized by darkness, by ignorance, right? So, what will it push you towards? Delusion, sorrow, dukh, procrastination, inertia, passing the buck, all those things. Now you would say, oh, but tamas is not a good thing and sattva is good. Sattva is godly and tamas is not a good thing. But Bhagavan is saying, no. I am the source for all these three gunas. Whether it is sattva, rajas or tamas, from me only all these have evolved. And this is the point Bhagavan is making in this shloka. Whether something is even sentient or insentient, living or non-living, good or bad in inverted commas, everything is permeated by that absolute divinity. So why is there these differences in so many different objects? Surely if everything is permeated by divinity, everything should be the same. Then why is it that there are these differences? So divinity permeates everything in varying degrees. So what does it mean by varying degrees? That is what we need to understand. So when we talk of that absolute divinity, there is no way to describe it. So the rishis thought, let us describe it by Sat, Chit, Anand. We have always talked about it. Sat meaning existence, Chit meaning awareness, Anand meaning bliss. Okay? So this aspect of Sat, Chit and Anand permeates everything in various degrees. That is what permeates in various degrees. What is existence? What does it mean? If I have to say I am permeated by Sat, Chit, Anand, then what is that Sat that I am permeated by? By the idea of I am. Everyone definitely has the consciousness I am. The minute you open your eyes in the morning, I am. There is no doubt about it. That is the existence part that is permeated in you. Chit means what? I know I am. I am aware that I am. That is the Chit. And then we have Anand. I know I am Anand. I know I am bliss. So these are the three levels of permeation of the absolute within all kinds of matter in various degrees. Okay? But the point is that none of these would exist if there was no substratum of Brahma to support or lend them any existence. Getting it? So let's do some experiments. Can you see anything from this? Can you see anything? Can you see? No. Now, let's see here. Can you see? One second. Can you see something over there?
Yes.
You saw a star, right? Now you saw?
No.
Why?
Nothing is broken.
Substratum.
There is no substratum. Now, let's see. Can you see anything else? Why it's not? Suddenly it went off, no? It's up. Where? It went up? Now you saw something else, right?
Yeah.
Now?
Yes.
You can see. Now?
Butterfly.
You can see. Why you can see?
Substratum is there.
Because there is some substratum, there is a screen to make it appear. And different things are appearing only because there is something to support its existence. Are you getting the point? So this existence that is supporting, here the wall is supporting, the cupboard is supporting, but whatever is supporting, whatever is there, whatever exists in the world, whether it is a sattvic thing, a rajasic thing, or a tamasic thing, it is getting the support of existence in the form of sat. That is why we are able to perceive it. That is why it exists, okay? In our mind at least. So now, if that is so, let's go with different varying degrees. So what is this? Stone. Does it exist?
Yes.
It exists. You can see it?
Yes.
It exists. Okay. Why does it exist? Why is this stone perceivable? Why is it existing?
Because I am conscious.
This gross matter.
It's matter, and it is only existing because it is got the support of that existence, sat, in it. It is supported by the existence of sat, existence. It exists because it has got the support of sat in it. Sat is lending its existence to this stone. Is it clear? Is it confusing? Got it? Raj? Not got it, right? In this entire universe, we are saying everything is permeated by Sat, which is existence. Chit, which is awareness. Anand, which is bliss. Right? For anything to exist, it has to be permeated by something of Sat, Chit, Anand. But in this stone, for it to exist, something has to be supported. It has to be supported or permeated by Brahma in some way, because everything is Brahma, right? Everything is Brahma. So because it exists, it must be permeated by Brahma. So what part of Brahma? The Sat aspect of Brahma is in this stone. Getting it? Getting it? Okay. So now, the stone, does it have a subtle body? It has only a gross body. Does it have a subtle body? No. There is no subtle body. That is why it cannot think. That is why it cannot know itself, nor can it know anything else. It is just jad. It is just existing by itself. It has no consciousness. It has no awareness. So the Sat Chit Anand permeates it up to the aspect of Sat. Now let's go to this plant. Does it exist?
Yes.
Plants and trees exist. In our mind, they exist. Right or wrong?
Yes.
Alright. Why are they existing?
Because of the Sat.
Because Sat Chit Anand ka Sat has lent its support up to this point. So it exists. In our minds, we see it. Okay? All of you can see this plant. It exists because Sat of Sat Chit Anand has permeated this plant. Now, this stone, if it did not get permeated by Sat, would it have a reality? It would not have any reality, right? So we call its existence dependent reality. What is it dependent on? The substratum Brahma. It is dependent on the substratum Brahma. Similarly, this plant, if it was not permeated by Brahma, would it exist? No. Its existence, at least in our perception, depends on it being permeated by the substratum, supported by the substratum. Therefore, its existence is also a dependent reality. Is it confusing? No, no? Okay. Now, there is definitely a difference between the stone and the plant. Yes or no?
Yes.
What is the difference?
Chit.
One is jad and one has got life. Right? So, along with Sat, something more is permeating through the plant. Right? Now, what is the plant able to do? Plant is able to grow. So, it has got a life principle in it called prana. Right? It's got some prana in it. So, that is why it can grow. And it can also breathe. Yes or no? It can also feel hunger and thirst. Yes or no?
Yes.
It can also respond to conditions around it. So it has some vitality in it, which makes it alive. And that is a little bit more of Brahma permeated into the plant. Getting this? Varying degree, you got it? Difference between stone and plant. Good. Now, what else? Can the plant have rational thought? No. Can the plant think? Can it do anything? It can't do anything. So it's permeated by Brahma up to one degree. Now let's go to animals, birds, fish, whatever, some animal kingdom in general. We'll not take the different species one by one. Animals exist. Why do they exist? Why are we seeing them? Why are they perceivable? Because Sat is there. Brahma is present in them. We can say Sat is there. If Brahma was not permeating, if Sat was not there, would they exist? No. So animals also have dependent reality. In addition to existence, Sat, animals also breathe, animals also grow, animals also feel hunger, animals also feel thirst, animals also respond to the environment, and in addition to all that, they also can respond to situations. When they respond to situation, not like humans, they respond by instinct. So their level of consciousness is more than that of the stone, it's more than that of the plant, which is just basic vitality, prana, but the animal can respond by instinct. Still, it cannot do rational thought. So their awareness aspect is slightly more than that of the plant, varying degrees. And now let's come to the crown creation of Bhagwan, the human form, all of us. We also are perceivable, we are also experienceable, we also exist. Why do we exist? Because we are permeated by Brahma. Sat, we are permeated by Brahma. But we also have, before we go there, if Brahma did not permeate us, would we have an existence?
No.
No. So our existence is also a dependent reality. On our own, we have no reality. On our own, we would not exist if Brahma was not permeating us. And permeating means what? Permeating means what?
Existing in every cell.
Everything, there is nothing else. Permeating means there is nothing else. So if we say we are permeated by Brahma, means what?
We are Brahma.
Ah, getting it? If this is permeated by Brahma, then it is what?
Brahma.
If this is permeated by Brahma, then this is what?
Brahma.
Ah, you see, everything is Brahma. Yes? So we are permeated by Sat for sure. And we also have been given one thing extra than the animals. What is that? Intellect. Intellect. Brain they have. Animals have brain. But they don't have intellect. They don't have vivek. They don't have buddhi. So we are fully permeated by the Sat aspect. We are also fully permeated by the Chit aspect. Right? So we are Sat Chit. We are Sat, I am. We know it. There is no doubt in our mind, I am. And Chit means I know I am. Not only I know I am, I also know you are. I am aware and conscious of myself, which the stone is not. That is the varying degrees. I know I am and I also know you are. Okay. So I also know others. So very, very gradually you can see that from the level of the stone to the plant and to the animal and to the human form, existence gradually is progressing towards awareness, progressing towards consciousness, chit. Yes? So we have Sat, I am. We have Chit, I know I am. But we have no knowledge of I am bliss. So where is that aspect of Sat Chit Anand ka Anand? If I am so sure I am, and I am so sure I know, then why is it that I am not sure I am Anand? That aspect of Anand is not experienced. So is it possible that part of Sat Chit Anand is not permeated through us? Could it be?
No.
It is very much there. It is very much there. Then why is it that this buddhi which we have been given is not able to experience it? It's because the buddhi has been polluted by rajas and tamas. That is why the bliss aspect of us, nature, which is very much part of our nature, is hidden. It is still hidden. And that is the whole journey, to find where is that Anand hidden inside me. And when I go and I search and I find that Anand, then you will be, right now you are Sat Chit. Then you will be Sat Chit Anand. So what is this Rajas and Tamas doing? Why is it hiding this Anand from us? So Rajas, you know, it creates vikshep in us. Yes or no? You know what is vikshep? What is vikshep?
Ripple.
Ripples. So what ripples?
Disturbance, agitation.
Agitation, movement, ripples like in a pond. Why? What is that ripples? How does that ripple manifest? How do you experience that?
Desires running after.
Externalizing. We are externalizing our mind. Where we are externalizing? Into the material world. We are externalized into the material world. And this is distracting our mind. It is distracting our senses. So much so that that bliss aspect cannot manifest itself. It's getting hidden. Like in a pond, your reflection in the pond gets hidden by the ripples on the surface of the water. What else hides your reflection in the pond? Mull, the debris, the dead leaves, the dirt. That is your tamas. All the mull that we have gathered is making our reflection dull and inert. And that is why, if you are feeling dull and inert, how can you feel blissful? But what about in deep sleep? In deep sleep, this mind, the senses, everything is not functioning. No externalizing is happening. Rajas and tamas are also subdued. So, can we experience that bliss in deep sleep? Yes. That bliss of deep sleep is what you are experiencing as your true nature. But the only problem is that we are unconscious. Therefore, we are not experiencing it in the moment of experiencing it. When we wake up in the morning, we say, "Achhi neend aayi. I had slept really well, I felt good." And that is why we love to sleep, because we are so close to our true self in deep sleep. And that is why deep sleep is so important for each one of us, because at that time, between 10 and 6, when we get our correct time of deep sleep, we are dipping into the bliss of Satchitanand, and we are actually rejuvenating at that time. We are actually rebuilding ourselves at that time. We are actually experiencing that amrit that can cure so many of our issues. Like in the night, you might go to sleep feeling so disturbed about something, and people say, sleep over it. Why we say sleep over it? Because in deep sleep, you will get over it. It will get washed out. So therefore, Bhagavan is saying, whatever may be there, sattvic, sattvic, tamasic, rajasic, whatever, all of them have evolved from me, because all of them have at least got the existence part from Sat, Chit, Anand in varying degrees. In other words, all matter, this entire universe has manifested from the absolute reality. Getting that? Now I use the word manifest. I have not used the word created. And there is a difference between creation and manifestation. Creation will have a creator and an object which is created. There will be two. But manifest is from the self, from the one, just different aspects of the one, just the manifestations of the one. So all matter basically is in Sat itself. Sat is the backdrop, is the substratum, it's the support of everything. And that is the meaning of what is read the shloka, last line, read. In reality, however, we don't want that interpretation now. Right now, which is the interpretation we are doing? I am not in them, but they are in me. I am not in them, but they are in me. Is the stone in Bhagwan or is Bhagwan in the stone? Got the difference? Okay. Now, googly ball. All matter is in me, but I am not in them. Now it's clear, right? All matter is in me, but I am not in them. Because to be in them, they will have to have two separate things. So tvaham, in that word tvaham, there is tu and aham. Tu is however and aham is I. However, I am not in them. Now we have to understand that. We have understood everything is in me. But now why I am not in them? We have to understand that. Why I am not in them? Why Bhagwan says that? It says God is in all things, but things are not in God. Okay? So let's see. I am not in them. So I didn't have time to do cooking, so I brought some of my prep work here. I need some green peas for my dinner. So we have a pod and we have peas. Are the peas in the pod or is the pod in the pea? Peas are in the pod. Yes or no? Can the peas exist without the pod? Can the pod exist without the peas? It can. Very often we have a pod with nothing inside. Yes or no? So, peas are in the pod. Pod is not in the pea. Pod can exist without the peas, but the peas cannot exist without the pod. In other words, the pod is God and the peas is matter. God can exist without matter, but matter cannot exist without God. Getting it? Simple, no? Therefore, peace has reality or dependent reality?
Dependent here.
Dependent reality. The peas are dependent on the pod. Getting it? The red pictures which you saw on the wall, could they exist without the wall?
No.
No. Therefore, the red pictures were also a dependent reality. You are understanding now? If a reality is not a reality by itself and it is a dependent reality, then what is it? Mithya. Mithya. Getting it? it's an illusion. It's a mithya. We think, oh, it exists. But its existence is dependent on something. So without that thing, there's no reality to this. Getting it? Similarly, like snake and rope. The snake has a dependent reality on the rope. Yes? If the rope was not there, where would the snake be? It would not be there. So, snake is in rope or rope is in snake?
Snake is in the
Snake is in rope, but the snake is a dependent reality. Therefore, it's an illusion. It is mithya. Are you understanding why everything is actually mithya? Because everything is a dependent reality. Movie on the screen. Movie is in the screen or the screen is in the movie? Movie is in the screen. Without the screen, movie cannot exist. Therefore, movie has a dependent reality. Therefore, movie is also mithya. That is why Bhagavan says, everything that you seem to see is all a dependent reality which has no existence of its own. It exists because I lend it existence. So everything that you see means all matter. And this matter is made up of the three gunas: sattvic guna, rajasic guna and tamasic guna. Whether something is good or bad, it is dependent on the substratum. It's dependent. Therefore, all matter is mithya. Jagat mithya. Brahma satya. Jagat dependent reality. Brahma reality. God can exist just like the pod can exist without the piece. God or Brahma can exist without the world. But the world cannot exist without Brahma. If there is bloodshed in the movies which you are seeing, will the screen get affected? Will there be blood on the screen? Therefore, God is also not affected by whatever is going on in the world. It's just a screen. So the world is in God. Movie is on the screen, but the screen is not in the movie. So the world is in God, but God is not in the world. Therefore, the entire world is mithya. The entire world is dependent reality. So what about you and me? We are also dependent on something to exist. What is that thing we are dependent on? Sat Chit Anand. And how are we getting that Sat Chit Anand? How is it inside us? We call it Atma. We Sat Chit Anand, Paramatma, Atma, all one and the same thing, right? Except when it is referred to an individual, we call it Asti Bhati Priya. Sat Chit Anand on the universal macrocosm, Asti Bhati Priya on the individual microcosm. So the appearance of our body, the appearance of our thoughts, the appearance of our concepts, all that is dependent on the presence of Atma. Yes or no? So all that thoughts, all your arguments, all your concepts, dependent means what? Mithya. Mithya. Everything is mithya. Nonsense. Now this Atma, can it exist without your body, without your mind, without your intellect?
Yes.
It can. Can the body, mind, intellect exist without Atma? No. Getting it? What we have given so much importance to is all an illusion. And what is our reality, which we have to discover, that we have no time to do. So what's the use of this life? What is the use of human janam? Getting it? So that is the meaning of all matter is in me, all matter is in me, but I am not in them. Getting it? Now let's take the Gita Press translation, which says all I am not in them and neither do I exist in them, nor do they exist in me. That's the Gita Press, and some texts have that translation. Okay. Neither do I exist in them, nor do they exist in me. What are they referring to when they say them and they?
The
BMI, matter, everything, Vishay. Right? But we have just understood that all Vishay is dependent reality. All Vishay, all the thems and all the theys are mithya. So how can mithya exist in anything, either in them or not in them? Therefore, this way also it is simply telling the same thing, everything is mithya. Same thing, mithya. So if they are mithya, how will God exist in them? And if they are mithya, how will they exist in God? They don't exist only. So in other words, nothing exists except Brahma. Whatever we are seeing, perceiving with all our five senses is all mithya. And what are we running after in our life? Mithya.
So my Ishwar and Maya both are mithya.
Abhi, don't jump, wait. Aega, dhire dhire. They are also dependent reality. They are dependent reality. So the goal of our spiritual studies is what? To understand this theoretically, which now you understood. But after this, you have to realize that reality. Okay? Because on that reality, this entire universe is dependent. Clear? Very good. Now let's go ahead. Now Bhagwan is giving us a little bit more explanation about this. One truth he has put out, and now he is giving us the explanation. I didn't take that long, did I? Number 13. Tribhir gunamayer bhaver ebhi sarvamidam jagat mohitam nabhijanati mamebhya paramavyayam. The whole of this creation is deluded by these objects evolved from the three modes of Prakriti, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. That is why the world fails to recognize me, standing apart from these, the imperishable. Sarvam, whole. Idam, this. Jagat, creation. Mohitam, deluded. Abhi, by these. Tribhi, three kinds of. Bhave, objects. Gunamaye, made of the three gunas. So this whole creation, deluded by the three kinds of objects made of the three gunas, Nabhijanati, fails to recognize, does not know. Mam, me, your true self, does not recognize your true self, who is Param, transcendental. AB, transcendental to these, meaning transcendental to the gunas. And what else? Avyayam, imperishable. Mohitam means deluded, right? Deluded means what? Wrong understanding. Why you have wrong understanding? Because you cannot discriminate reality from dependent reality. You unfit for discrimination. And what is Bhagavan saying is making you unfit for discrimination? What is making you deluded? The three gunas. Tribhir guna mayer bhaver. You are deluded by these objects which have evolved from sattva, rajas and tamas. All these objects, everything. There is nothing in the world that is not part of the three gunas. So all matter, including you and me. Okay? So the whole world is permeated by the three gunas, and these three gunas are forming the veil because of which we are not able to see our own self. So we are able to understand the Sat part. We also are able to experience the Chit part. But which part we are not able to experience? The gunas are hiding which part? The Anand part. So that is why we are not able to experience Anand. And because our own Anand is hidden from us, what are we doing? Going into the world looking for Anand. We are Anand, we are going into the world looking for Anand. Like the deer who has got that musk in him, he's getting that smell, he's going all over the jungle. Where is the smell coming from? Where is the smell coming from? Not knowing that the fragrance is part of his own being. So we have forgotten that there is this Anand inside us. We have also not just that, we have also forgotten that we are, because of the Atma, because of the Brahma, the substratum, which is existence itself. That also we have forgotten. So is it possible that that substratum is not needed? You know, in every moment, you have got an opportunity to recognize that. Because in every moment you are conscious of I am. There is no moment, even 1 second, where you are not aware of I am. Only thing is, difference is, you have taken this BMI as I, instead of, because which is dependent, which is a mithya, which cannot exist, and you have forgotten the I am is Atma. If you are not conscious of the I, you would have no experience at all. So, when we die, do we exist? Yes. Even after we die, we are existing because I am Atma. I am not the body which is falling. I still exist. I am still of the nature of Sat even after the body has dropped. I am still Sat. Existence cannot stop existing. Sat is existence. Existence cannot stop existing. Logical, normal. So who is this I? Who is this I which is so proudly saying I am? Now you can think of that. You say I am. And we have done this now, Adhyas. I am hungry. Hunger is the dharma of what? Body. But I am Atma. Is Atma hungry? No. I am sad. Sad is dharma of what? Mind. But I am Atma. Can Atma be sad? So what nonsense we speak? What nonsense things make us troubled? What nonsense things mithya troubles us? Why? Because mohitam. We are deluded.
So there is no death.
There is no death. Who said there is death? Yeah. So because we are deluded, because we are confused, because we are ignorant about our true nature, we are not able to perceive our true I, and we are only experiencing this world which is illusory, which is mithya, through what? Through one illusory sense of self. One illusory I is experiencing an illusory world. And this illusory I is our illusory ego. So now, what to do about it? Because that is what is happening. And that is, so the idea is we have to divert our awareness from the illusory world and the illusory I, which are dependent realities, and focus the attention on the actual reality, which is independent of dependent reality. And that is what Bhagavan says, Param, transcendental. Why transcendental? Beyond the three gunas. Beyond, they have transcended the three gunas. You also, if you want to experience that Anand, you have to transcend the limitations of the three gunas. You can't transcend the gunas, because till you are alive, the gunas will be there in your BMI. But you have to know that Atma is gunatit and I am Atma. Therefore, I need to transcend the limitations of the three gunas. And not only I am Param, I am also Avyayam, imperishable. This is not something that we have to develop. These are not qualities that we have to develop. You already are. You already are Param. You already are Avyayam. You are already that reality. But because of mohitam, because we are deluded, we think we are weak. We think we are incomplete. We think we are inadequate. We think we are below average. We think we are perishable. And that is our dukh. That is the cause of our dukh. So, solution. Next verse. Number 14. Daivi hesha gunamayi mama maya duratyaya mameva ye prapadyante mayametam tarantite. For this most wonderful Maya, veil of mind, consisting of the three gunas, modes of nature, is extremely difficult to break through. Those, however, who constantly adore me alone are able to cross it. Solution is there. There is one part of a word which is he, hiesha. In hiesha, the first part is he. He means here, it can be presumed that. It can be presumed that. Esha, this. So, hiesha means it can be presumed that this Maya itself, mama of mine, it can be presumed that this Maya of mine, Daivi, which is divine, which is Gunamayi, consisting of three gunas, Duratyaya, extremely difficult to break through. Ye, those, however, prapadyante, take refuge, mameva, in me alone, eva, alone, in me alone, they, taranti, cross over easily, tarkarna. They are able to easily cross etam, this Maya. They are able to easily break through this Maya. Can we be sure of this? Bhagavan is saying, can we be sure of this? That is why we can presume it. We can presume it. So, some time back, we talked of 6 means of knowledge. Remember that? 6 pramans. Yes? What were they? Pratyaksha. You are actually perceiving it directly. Second, anuman. You infer. There's smoke there, must be some fire. You're seeing a smoke, you're saying must be fire. Third one was what? Shabda. Testimony, somebody is saying. Fourth, upaman. You're comparing. You are saying this has less chit than this. You're comparing two things. You're getting knowledge by comparing. Then, anupalabdhi. Absence of something. I know that Mayur is not here because I don't see him. I can see him only on Zoom. And then arthapati. What was arthapati? Postulation. Postulation, that the example I had given is, I go in my room and it looks different from when I left it. So that means somebody must have come inside and cleaned it. So you postulate or you presume, you're not seeing somebody clean it. Like you saw the smoke and you inferred fire. Here I did not see, I postulated, I presumed. So here Bhagavan is saying that Maya is causing all this. Maya is the one, he's presuming, he's postulating. Why? Why? Because you're telling me I am Anand, but I am not able to see it. So I'm presuming something is hiding it. Got it? I'm presuming. For example, I come here, I left my bag here last time. Now I came It's not there. I'm presuming someone has hidden it. So that's the meaning of Hyesha, this Maya. I presume this Maya is hiding my Anand from me, hiding my true self from me. Okay?
But,
It can be implied that way. Huh? Tell me.
but Bhagwan is saying this.
For you and me. For you and me. For you and me. Huh? He's not telling that I cannot see my reality. Why the Jagat cannot see? Why man cannot see? Why is this Jagat, which is actually Anand, Satchit Anand, why is it appearing as Vishays? Why is it appearing as Vishays? And that is the explanation Bhagwan is giving. What is Bhagwan saying in this verse? This most wonderful Maya of mine, Bhagwan is saying this Maya belongs to me, consisting of the three gunas, is extremely difficult to break through for you. But those of you who constantly adore me alone, you are going to be able to cross this veil of ignorance. Bhagwan is not saying I cannot see myself. He's talking about you and me. Okay? So what is this Maya? Bhagwan has given us one or two clues here. Of course, nobody in the entire universe can describe Maya because she is indescribable. But you can give some lakshans. Daivi. Daivi means it is divine. Divine means what? It has come from Brahma. It is dependent on Brahma. Even Maya is a dependent reality. She has no independent existence of its own. It is dependent and it veils Brahma. It is divine, it veils Brahma. Mama. Clearly Bhagwan is saying Mama, of mine. Bhagwan is the master of Maya. Maya remains under the control of Bhagwan and through that creates the world in our eyes. How? It obstructs the appearance of the real and projects the appearance of the unreal. How does it do that? Gunamai, through its three gunas. So, these three gunas are like three strands of rope. See? We also have. This is the tamasic guna. Okay? Black. What is its job? Covering the truth. Through inertia, through dullness. We call this avaran shakti. Okay? Tamasic part is the avaran shakti of Maya. So it hides avaran, hiding. It hides the reality. Because the rope was hidden by darkness, we projected another illusory appearance. So that is done by this red one, Rajas. Rajas distorts the reality. It's called Vikshep Shakti. Vikshep Shakti. And then you have the Sattvic aspect, the Sattvic Guna, the white one. Its job is to reveal the truth. One part of Maya hides the truth. One part of Maya distorts the truth. One part of Maya reveals the truth. Vivek Shakti. So Maya has got Avaran Shakti, Vikshep Shakti and Vivek Shakti. Okay. Now, These three gunas, these three ropes you can say, are what are binding us. Even sattva binds, okay? Even sattva binds. And they are continuously, constantly at play in us. They are never static. What are we strengthening? So these three things are there. If we are strengthening the sattvic aspect, then our vivek will get strong. If we are strengthening our tamasic aspect, then our confusion will get strong. And if we are strengthening our rajasic, we will just be seeing more and more things, imagining more and more things, wanting more and more things, going more and more into the external world. So, what is the solution? What should we do? You know it. What should we strengthen? Sattva. When we will, if Rajas is strengthened, then Tamas and Sattva will be subdued. Right or wrong? If Sattva is strengthened, Tamas and Rajas has to get subdued. Yes? So when we continuously do that, that is why we keep saying Chit Shuddhikaran. What is this Chit Shuddhikaran, purification? Why we say we should be 100% sattvic? So that the Rajas and the Tamas gets subdued. So that the Avaran Shakti gets subdued. So that the Vikshep Shakti gets subdued. So that the Vivek Shakti rises. And when Vivek Shakti rises, you will be able to make out this is Mithya, this is Satya. This is dependent reality, this is independent reality, absolute reality, the true self. So sometimes, we subdue Rajas and Tamas for a short time. Is possible? Yes or no? Sometimes you feel very sattvic, right? That time you will be able to understand things clearly. But when your mind is confused, when your mind is dull, you will not be able to understand anything. So this is all internal work. Everything has to be changed internally. So why Bhagavan is saying Duratyaya? Extremely difficult to understand, extremely difficult to break through. He said, na? Extremely difficult. Duratyaya. Why? Because the tools that we are using to understand are faulty. So what do you use to understand anything? Buddhi, na? Intellect. We use our intellect to understand anything. To geography, maths, history, language, this thing, everything is understood by the intellect. That's the function. But the intellect is made up of what? Three gunas only. The intellect is made up of three gunas. Three gunas means Maya only, na? Now, intellect is made up of Maya. Now, how can the intellect negate itself? Got it or not? How will the ego let the intellect negate itself? It's like saying, I don't exist. How will your intellect decide, I don't exist? Impossible. Therefore, trying to negate the Maya through intellect is a no-winner. Somewhere I read it, using the intellect to understand Maya, decipher Maya, is like climbing on your own shoulders to rise above yourself. That is a ridiculous thing of what we are trying to do. Notes likho, research karo, ye karo, yo karo. Why I'm not getting it? Why I'm not getting it? Because the tool you are using to understand it cannot understand it. Cannot. Hmm? So we need something, you can't climb on your shoulder to rise above yourself. You need something higher than you to rise above yourself. So what is that higher thing than the intellect to rise above the Maya ridden intellect? Because intellect is also made of Maya only. So Bhagavan gives the solution. Mameva ye prapadyante maya metam tarantite. Those who constantly adore me alone are able to cross it. Simple. Who is the master of Maya? Bhagavan. Right? Mama Maya, my Maya. So, if Bhagavan is the master of Maya, Bhagavan wields power over Maya. Logical, very logical. So, if we take refuge with Bhagavan, we will be protected. Yes or no? How simple. How simple. Why is it duratya so difficult? So what is the word? Prapadyante. They take refuge, mameva, but there is one twist. Mameva, in me alone. Eva, alone. Single pointed faith, single pointed devotion, single pointed surrender, single pointed goal. Come, take refuge in me alone. We don't take refuge in me alone. We go here, we go there, we take this, we take that, and most important, we take the help of our ego. I can do this. Do. So there's a very beautiful story. So when a fisherman goes to do fishing, he casts his net in the sea and the fish get caught. So the clever fisherman, what they do, they swim and come and stand near the fisherman's feet. Because the net is there. So they come and stand near the fisherman's feet, they don't get caught, they escape. So those who try and go far away from the fisherman's feet, they get caught in the net. Got it? Who is the fisherman? God. What is the net? Sansar. Objects. We are the fish. If we go and stand next to the feet of God, we are not going to get caught in the Maya Jal of Sansar. Clear? Mameva. Just take prapadyante, take refuge in me alone. So this little limiting self now who thinks they are doing this, that, everything, I can do this, I can do that. They are also made up of that little limiting intellect also. And this little limiting self and this little limiting intellect all are Maya only. All are three gunas only. How it can transcend the three gunas? How it can become gunatit? Impossible. So this is the meaning of samarpan. This is the meaning of surrender. Surrender your little ego and go and stand at the feet of the fisherman. All the bhakts who did this, Prahlad, then who else, Mirabai, they did not use their little limited intellect and their little limited egos. They also took refuge in Bhagwan Eva, alone. And there's a bhaks. But what about the Gyanis? What did they do? Where did they take refuge? How did the Gyanis take refuge? Continuously establish themselves in the Atma. Continuously establish themselves. They visualized. By constantly visualizing, by constantly thinking of Atma, they transcended the three gunas. Bhagwan Adi Shankara or even Bhagwan Ramana Maharshi, they are all just continuously established in the thought of the self, and that's where they transcended the three gunas. So it's easy. All you have to do is go near the feet of the fisherman. Only you have to sit every day and go on thinking of Bhagwan. Then it will be so easy to transcend. Then why everyone has not transcended? Why everyone has not been able to? Short shloka, if you have the patience, I will go ahead, okay? So number 15. Namam dushkritino mudha prapadyante naradamaha Mayaya parata jnana asuram bhavamashritaha. Those whose wisdom has been carried away by Maya are of demoniac nature. Such foolish and vile men of evil deeds do not adore me. Bhagavan is saying you just have to adore me. Then why and you will cross over. Why you have not crossed over? You're not adoring me. Why you're not adoring me? Because your wisdom has been carried away. Okay? Dushkritino. Those who do evil deeds. Dush, evil. Kritino, action. Those who do evil deeds. Naradhama, the vile men, evil men. Mudha, foolish people. What happens to them? Aparata jnana, they are deprived of their wisdom. Mayaya, by Maya. And Ashrita, having taken refuge in, Bhagavan has said, take refuge in me. These people, because their wisdom has been taken away by their evil deeds, they have taken refuge in Asuram, Asuric, Bhavam, nature. Na prapadyante, they are not taken refuge, mam, in me. So some people who are not taking refuge, who are not surrendered to Bhagavan, Bhagavan is just giving a short description of that. First is mudha, foolish. Meaning they are not using their vivek. They are not using their buddhi. So they are not able to distinguish between good and bad. So we call them mohitam, deluded, same thing. What happened to their buddhi? Mayaya parata jnana. Maya took away their wisdom. Why Maya took away their wisdom? Because they strengthened the rajasic and the tamasic aspects of their gunas. So Maya took away means what? The rajas and the tamas strengthened in them. The sattvic became weak. Therefore they could not discriminate. They cannot use their vivek. Their vivek shakti became weak. Their avaran shakti and their vikshep shakti became stronger. And all this is Maya only. So now, because of weak vivek shakti, they are identified with their BMI. And they cannot see their true self. So because of that, what happens? Asuram bhavamashrita. Asuram. They have taken ashray, not in Bhagavan, they have taken refuge in their asuric tendencies. They have taken refuge in their BMI. They have taken refuge in their dependent reality. Dependent reality means, in other words, in their ego. So all asuric tendencies we have already studied earlier in Gita. All asuric tendencies, falsehood, pride, arrogance, cruelty, all that. So now what will happen to them if they are living like this? Aparata jnana, their vivek will be simply taken away from them. If your vivek is taken away from you, then what you will become? Animal. Exactly. Living in a human body, you will behave like an animal. And that will be your patan. So how will these people see all this knowledge? How will they react to all this kind of knowledge that we are talking about now? So if person is not using their vivek, firstly, they will have no concept of this Brahma and Atma and ye kya sab cheez hai, forget it. Forget about knowing their own divinity, they will not even be able to conceive of something called absolute reality or independent reality or dependent reality. Muda, they are foolish. Suppose by some grace or by some previous sanskar, they hear about it also. Some 99% have not heard also of all this Brahma, Atma. Suppose through some grace, some previous sanskar, they get to hear, you tell them, come for satsang. For what you do over there? We learn about moksha. Huh? What? They will just discard the knowledge. Yes or no?
Yes.
Just discard. And they will continue to walk in the opposite direction. Yes or no? Okay. Now somebody has got even more kripa. Actually they come to satsang. They may even attend for a long time, but they will not last. And while they will attend, there will always be some criticism. There will always be some doubt. There will always be some challenge. There will always be some ridiculous argument. You know what I'm talking about? So, after some time, they will drop out of satsang. Yes or no? So many people have come and so many people have gone. So, it's okay because it is always easier to fall than to rise. So, if you allow tamas to do its work, it will keep you in inertia. If you allow rajas to grow, it will keep you in agitation. And it is always more difficult to strengthen sattva than rajas and tamas. Rajas and tamas get strengthened automatically. But for strengthening sattva, it requires tapasya. It requires surrenderfulness. It requires acceptance of your condition, recognition of where I am today, and a nishtha of where you want to go, a goal. So that is what the Gita is all about. It's giving us this technique. It's giving us how to rise above tamas, how to rise above rajas, and not only strengthen sattva, we want to also transcend sattva also. Because after all, sattva is also a rope only. Another translation of the word guna is rope. So this also will bind you. When you transcend sattva also, then what will happen? Then what will happen? Then what will happen?
When you transcend sattva,
Then what will happen?
escalator. Escalator.
Escalator to moksha is you get onto the wagon of sattva. Now you transcended sattva, then what will happen? Anand! You will no longer just be Satchit Sat Chit Anand. I am Anand. I am Anand. I don't have to run into the world looking for Anand. I don't have to look to another person to make me happy. I don't have to look at vishais to make me happy. I don't have to look at situations to make me happy because I am the source of happiness. That's it. What more you need? Go with this and find your Anand. Next time we will learn who are these people who are able to transcend the gunas and find their own divinity. Okay? That is what we will do next Thursday. Any questions? Any confusion? Any rajas? Okay. Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya Om Shanti 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 Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Jai Gurudev.